All right, welcome back, everyone, to Get the Net. We got a quality show lined up tonight. We got Big Buff coming on in a couple minutes here. Not a whole hell of a lot to touch on around here. It's winter. We're ice fishing. There's nothing going on in the bass fishing front. There's the Bassmaster Team Championship down on Hartwell right now, so that's going on. A couple Canadians in the running there, so that'll be cool to watch. But otherwise, she's pretty much just hard water. Been watching a little game of inches action just to kind of get my competitive viewing fix. Talked to Clayton and Adam, the champions. Hopefully I'm not spoiling it for you, but they're going to jump on a little bit later in the month here, and we're going to do some BSing with them, so that'll be quality. But yeah, otherwise been sneaking out on the hard water here and there. I mean, it's ice fishing. There's not a ton to say there. Keep up with the videos, and actually partnered with Strike Master Normark Canada this year to give away a 40-volt ice auger. Check out my socials and YouTube for instructions on that, but it's super simple. All you do is go to the old LoopTube channel, Jamie Bruce Fishing, and hit subscribe. There's already a bunch of free good content on there. It doesn't cost you anything to sub, so just hit subscribe and you're in for pretty mint auger draw. That's going to be going down. You have up till December 31st to put in, so super generous of them to put that forward. Those are deadly augers. Mine last year, I've absolutely ragdolled it all season. Literally ran it over with the ski of my 700-pound utility sled with my ass on it, and it's still trooping. And don't get me wrong, it's a little scuffed up, but definitely don't need a new auger this year, so we're gonna hand that out. Those things are built to get beat, in the winter. That's why I've always stuck with Strike Master. Even back in the old guide days, we would just destroy augers, and even back then they were always the best. So definitely keep an eye on those. There's a ton of them at Lake of the Woods Sports right now, so if you're after one and don't want to wait to win one in the draw, then head on down there. And excited to announce another new sponsor, Nordic Point Lodge. They're on board for the season, putting their hat in the ring to give me the boost for the Elite Series dream. I mean, it's a super nice place in a really good area, and really great folks running it with a lot of experience, in the fishing realm. Someone who's already been around it makes things go a lot better for the guests. So that'll be a good family stop, and they'll be able to take care of any kind of corporate trips or anything like that. Super quality fishing, still easy to get to. It's up, only about an hour and a half from Kenora. There's a lot of good opportunities. A lot of people coming just kind of stop at Kenora like it's the be-all end-all, but there's a lot more out there, up there on Peralt and Cedar. Super quality fishing around there. Can't wait to get up there and check that out. Actually put a trip on the books for Dryden coming up here in a couple months. Going to go hunt some big crappies and walleyes around there. Really looking forward to that. For how close these places are, to me, I rarely go check them out as much as I'd like to. And looking forward to that. So I have that one circled on the calendar. I always love getting back to Dryden, any excuse I can find. And got to say thanks again to 13 Fishing. Actually super excited to have a nice box of the new G-Man rods in the mail. Looking forward to getting my mitts on those. They're built in consultation with Gerald Swindle from the ground up. So, he's using them on tour right now. Definitely, if they're good enough for him, they're good enough for me. So I know they're coming in at a really quality price point. You're not going to have to spend any kind of crazy money for a quality rod, and you might be able to get 3 or 4 rods instead of just buying one super high endo. So keep an eye out for those. That's the Meta series from 13 Fishing, and a couple new ice rods coming up from them too. 38-inch light tickle stick. I am looking forward to that sucker. They revamped her again. It's been my favorite rod this year, and definitely worth a look. Again, not going to break the bank on it. Does everything you need it to do, and kind of a general purpose. That 38L caught like a 7 or 8 pound walleye on it the other day, and caught a 15-inch crappie earlier in the year on it. It's just kind of a Swiss Army knife of light to medium ice fishing rods, and definitely worth a look. They got them at Lake of the Woods Sports. Check them out there. And one more plug here. Got to shout out btfishing.com. Check them out. We got Smeltnators rocking. We got the Bassmaster Classic coming up. Smeltnator could play there. It's actually on the lake where Gussie won the Smeltnator jig just a couple of years ago. Similar time of year, a little bit later in the season. Better go ahead and drive those in you before someone wins it on the Smeltinator jig, and they all yard sale. Coop Gallant's actually in that one too. That's how he won the Bassmaster Open on Cherokee. So yeah, better stock up now. You know you're going to be using them next year, I'd imagine. And we'll hook you up. Use promo code GetTheNet, get you 10% off all products, and we offer free shipping anywhere in Canada and the US on orders over $99. So check that out for sure. You know, and on the ice fishing front too, we've got that new big windy color for. It was specifically designed for Lake Winnipeg. It's been hammering them out on other water. It's kind of more of a dirty water color. If you're a clear water kind of person, or for trouting, that new Ralph Smoke is really dialed too. And then the classic purple, silver, and white, and all those colors too are available. And clock shots are up there too. They've been banging pretty good. It's taken a little bit, but people are finally starting to put it to work a little bit. Everyone kind of bought them a while ago and didn't really put them to use, but now I'm getting messages and seeing videos like crazy of people lighting them up on them. I just talked to Justin Jenkin the other day, and he was blasting them on the Red River clock shot, and he said he outfished the jig and minnow 10-1, and I knew he wasn't lying because it was one of our jigs too. He had the Lake Winnipeg Smeltinator, the big windy Smeltinator on there, so definitely worth a look. Check it out, www.btfishing.com. Welcome to Get the Net, a fishing podcast that takes a deep dive into competitive events, fishing news, tips, tactics, and most importantly, interviews with some of the most interesting and in-tune anglers from Canada to the central U.S. We're leaving no stone unturned to bring you the most raw and authentic talk. My name is Jamie Bruce. While my resume says bass, my frying pan says walleye, and I'm no stranger to the multi-species realm. Whether you're puttering on tackle, driving the bus, cutting the grass, or killing time in a 9 to 5, we'll try to give you something in every episode to take with you on the water, or at the very least, bring you a few laughs.
Hello?
Get her figured, partner?
My internet's going to be horrible, by the way.
How come you don't have good Wi-Fi?
I'm not rich enough.
Try shutting your video off. All right, man. We ain't going to be able to see you. But yeah, just leave her like that. I'll just put up a picture of you crushing some guy.
Just get a video going.
Hell yeah. Yeah, just play her on loop. Highlight reel.
Am I really slow coming in?
All you guys in Minnesota talk so damn slow anyway. I can't really tell if there's a delay.
True on that.
Yeah. Well, thanks for jumping on, bud. This is a big event. Have two buddies that are retired NHL guys and are in the tournament world. Richie's probably going to be a bit before he jumps on. I yelled at him at KBI, kind of threw my hands in the air. So you might need a month or two to cool down. So you're the first NHL guy on Get the Net, partner.
Oh, I'm excited. I get to listen to it all the time, wondering if I was ever going to get on this thing.
Yeah, I held you waiting in the weeds a little bit.
Figure I'd be top 5, but guess not.
No, had to make sure it was a real thing. I actually, when we get someone on here, even though I know you and have been around you a bunch, I still creeped you a little bit, on the Google box. And man, it doesn't look like you've done any hockey podcasts, and this is like your third fishing podcast now.
Yeah, you're right on that one. I have not did one. I have just been pretty much by myself and a few fishing buddies that fish with me and talk to me pretty often in the summer. The only people that kind of got me on so far. Yeah,
I heard that one, that teal. I didn't know that existed. That was pretty badass. I like that.
Yeah, that was a good one. I didn't know it really was either until he asked me.
Yeah, it looks like he just kind of got all the boys on there and then just ran out of dudes to talk to in Minnesota, so shut her down for the last little month or so.
Yeah, I haven't actually looked at it lately, but yeah, he does a pretty good job. It's fun always doing these.
Yeah. All right, well, yeah, if you're listening, check that out. It's Teal's Bass Galaxy. I know you mentioned that Spittin' Chicklets has asked you before to hop on, hey?
Yeah, I've been asked a couple times by them. I haven't made that debut yet.
Are you thinking about it, or are you just telling them to beat it?
I haven't decided. I'll eventually do it one day, but not yet. They want the hockey side.
Hell yeah, make them work for it.
Yep.
I've never even talked to you once about hockey.
You're probably right on that too.
I'm not
Probably why I'm
lying.
talking to you now.
Yeah, I got to be honest. Like I watch hockey. I'm around it. I used to be a big fan. I used to see you out there ragdoll in the Sedins in front of the net, and like Vancouver, it's kind of my team. I'd be like, well, not really a fan of that guy,
Right.
And then he ragdolled Chris Pronger. I grew up in Dryden, and you went into the corner with Pronger. You were like 11 years old, and the dude's like a national treasure in Dryden. Like built the outdoor rink, like his name's on, when you drive into town, and you're like 11 years old going to the corner and just throw her national treasure into the boards. I was like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, I had to make myself a presence there and make my name.
Yeah, bud, it worked.
That one did it right there. Pronger hit, it did it.
That was the one. Like that's what kicked her off.
That pretty much kicked it off right there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's like prison rules. Hey, just find the biggest dude in the yard and knock his ass down.
Pretty much. Yeah, he was bad to the bone. Like, he was tough, one of the toughest guys to play against, because he was still with the old school rules and get cross-checked and everything. I had to stand in front of the net. I hated every minute of it.
Yeah, he would just be knifing at you the whole time.
Oh, yeah, ribs, back. Dude, I could not wait for that series to get over. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, you should have backed her out to the blue line a little bit then.
I wish I would have been at the blue line there and that, but it is what it is. I'll take that cup.
Yeah, bud. Well, this is a fishing podcast, so we'll get into some fishing. No, we're not going to get into fishing yet. What's the hunting report? You said you might go down with the Boss Boys. Go do some waterfowling.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing some of that. Never happened to work out. I got 2 Christmas concerts coming up here in the next 6 days, so Mama Bear wasn't going to let me leave and miss the concerts, so I'm going to stick around home, I guess, and just sit in the same deer stands I've been sitting in all fall.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty quiet. A lot of nature watching. Figured out I'm a pretty good nature watcher. Passed
What have you
up a
been
few
looking
nice
at?
ones. I got a couple nice, like, 9-pointer. I got a nice 9-pointer running around my house here. Got a couple solid 8s. I've seen them, been able to shoot, but I've just passed. I don't know. Just, it's too warm out, and then I have to chop up the meat right away. I've just been too easy. Too easy is watching.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I enjoy watching it too. Nothing great has came by, but I should probably get one on the ground here this winter here before it's all over with.
Yeah,
I did jump out to New Mexico in September for chasing some elk with Bo. Got to see quite a few elk out there, which was really cool. I've never done that before.
yeah.
I've chased them with Bo, so it made it pretty tough. I never did shoot, but got in, stalked a few, got in within probably 40 yards, walked on the wrong side of the tree for me. So that kind of chapped me, but it is what it is. I'll definitely try again next year and get one on the ground.
Yeah, man. That sounds like a cool trip. It looked like, when you were going to do this boss trip, was that with Robertson and the boys?
I don't think the Robertsons was in there. I don't know. Actually, I actually didn't even ask who was actually going.
Okay, because I saw him teeing up for a waterfowl hunt, and it was like there was like a foot of snow on the ground, and it looked miserable. I figured that was the trip you were piggybacking on when he said he might go.
No, I actually think he's actually up here right now. I think him and Seth are doing something up here somewhere. I thought I seen something like that, but yeah, I don't know if I'm a good waterfall guy when it's snow on the ground.
Yeah, it sounds brutal. I was more worried when he told me that. I was like, oh shit, Buff's going to be around Robertson. Like, he's going to try to wrestle him and just get killed. Like, open up another spot on the Elite Series next year, maybe.
Yeah, right. I don't think he'll give me a chance.
Oh, yeah, he'd try. You and I linked up one day at KBI after a few sociables.
You'd linked up after a couple? Well, no. Yeah, but techniques and stuff, though.
Well, no, I looked at it like, okay, there's a 100% chance I'm going to get ragdolled here. And, on the off chance, you were still playing at the time, I was like, on the off chance that maybe you like slipped on a margarita or something and hurt yourself, then I would have ruined a $50 million contract.
Yeah.
She was a lose-lose.
Playing day, not a chance. Not a chance in my playing days.
No.
I would have gave you a good run.
Oh, buddy, I'm well aware. That's why I detached from the situation. I got the hell out of there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit,
No, that was fun though. Like that was back in the KBI days when you and Peters were coming up. That's kind of the first time we were around you.
Yeah, it was.
Any of that on the
tournament I need to get back into?
Yeah, that one's on the roster.
Yeah, that one's definitely on the roster. I mean, now that the border's definitely open, I can make a wiggle and put it in the calendar. But with all these kids, it's tough to plan things.
Are they both playing hockey?
Nope, I only got one in so far. The little one, he can't make up his mind what he wants to do.
Yep.
He's into the ninja training. He likes ninja, so I'll let him run with it. Yep.
Hell yeah. That'd be cool.
He's going to be ragdolling his brother here pretty quick. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Nice. What are all the boys doing up there? What's the crew saying? The Classic Bass crew.
The Classic Bass crew. You know what? I haven't talked to too many of them lately. I'm guessing everyone's trying to get their ice houses out, and we're kind of in the dog days right now because we don't get super cold and the lakes don't freeze over right away.
Yeah.
So we got to run all the way up north to get on ice right now. So everyone's just kind of all over sounds like everyone's trying to get their fish houses ready and thinking about going north here pretty quick.
You teeing yours up or not dealing with that this year?
I'll tee it up eventually. Mine's ready to go. Mine's already up north. I used it for hunting season, so mine's just sitting there ready to be used.
Nice one. You'll haul that sucker out on woods?
Yep, we get that thing out on the woods. I got to get up to Lake Winnipeg too and grab a machine I got sitting up there. I've had up there since I played.
Yeah?
Yeah, come down. Nice. Hopefully I got a room for me for a couple days.
Yeah, bud. Can make that work. I guess if you want to come ice fishing, but in my opinion, you're heading the wrong way, bud. Should be pointing that rig south.
Yeah, I'll head south in February sometime.
Yeah.
There's so much hockey going on right now that with the kids that try to be around for that these days.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Are you you got any where are you going in February? Like going to do the Florida deal? Are you going to go do some fishing or what?
Probably try to go do some fishing, see what goes on. I don't really make plans early. I just kind of go with it, run with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised we got you on here then.
Yeah, I just kind of go with the flow.
That's a decent way to go, bud.
Yeah, you know how I roll.
Yeah. Well, how do I ask you any questions then? If you don't plan anything, like, are you doing the Classic Bass thing next year?
Doing the Classic Bass. We got 3 pretty good lakes this year. Pretty excited for them. Nothing new, so that's helpful for me.
What's the schedule?
I think we're in Big Stone, Whitefish, and Mahamadou. So it'd be like Alexandria and Gull and wherever Big Stone is out like on the border.
All good lakes?
Yeah, all good lakes. So pretty excited about that.
Yeah. I was looking at if I wasn't going to the Opens, I actually talked to Scott and was thinking about fishing it this year. I just talked to him today and told him I was going to the Opens, but they got a pretty sweet little layout there for that derby, that series.
Yeah, they actually do. I actually enjoy it. They do, and Scott does a great job running it and doing it all. I've
Yeah.
done it since the beginning. It's fun. It's been a learning curve for me, just jumping in a boat and trying to fish against these guys, not knowing shit at the beginning
Yeah.
and just running with it now.
It looks like it's working out though. I checked out the stats from the last couple of years, just before you hopped on, and you had like you got like 30th out of 60 last year overall, and then you were 40 something the year before. So you're climbing up. It looks like you're climbing up every year.
Yeah, starting to figure it out. I mean, it's been changing every year, and every person I can jump in the boat with, I learn so much more. Now it's just trying to figure. I don't think I actually sit down and learn my electronics. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Just can't go fish that hump and just go fish it. You got to get on that electronics and really fish.
Does it piss you off looking at them, or like you just got to learn it better?
A little bit of both. I got to learn it better, but I also don't like staring down at my damn screen. I just like getting out there and just fish and throw that thing out there and just drag it back. But everyone else is looking at it, so I gotta do the same thing, I guess.
It sucks when you're tall too, man. She's hard on the neck.
Real hard. Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah. I see little sawed off like 5'4" guys complaining about their neck. I'm like, yeah, we got to look an extra foot.
Right. I mean, you've gotten smart and at least lifted yours up pretty good, so you're not so bad.
Yeah, that big long arm ram mount is the kind of the equivalent to putting like a handle on your golf bag. It's that old school, like it's like grandpa mode. It should be wearing white New Balances running it, and you look like a jackass. But man, if you like, I don't even know what the long game's going to be on your neck doing this. Like, times that by 25 years.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse. But they look like there's new shit coming out that lifts up and moves around a little bit, so which is nice to see.
Yeah, I eyeballed those a little bit. I mostly just don't want people chirping. Start getting some chirps. You got 2 graphs rising up to your eyes.
You always lay yours down before it goes anyways, before you go.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah. Up in the air like that, just flopping around.
Yeah, I'll wreck something there. Catch a nice wave.
Yeah, bud. So you've been grinding it out like for, I don't know, like maybe 6 or 7 years, kind of getting into this bass fishing game. It seems like you're going pretty hard at it. Definitely can see the improvement, in the kind of times I've fished with you. And you're grinding at it. Is it like, are you super competitive at it? I can't tell when you're in the back of the boat. Like, is it something you are like wanting bad, or are you just like, being around the boys and kind of being part of the league a little bit?
A little bit of both, to be honest with you. Now I'm kind of like, now I feel more confidence in myself, where I'm like, there's no reason why I can't be, getting a little bit of gas money back.
Yeah.
Do I expect to win? No. But now I'm getting more, we're like, all right, now I'm getting mad when I don't do well. And it's like always right there, but like in the league we're in, and I fish, like, if you don't know how to throw at docks very good, you're kind of shit out of luck.
Yeah.
And that's been my last couple of years. I figured out how to throw at a dock, so it's kind of helped me a little bit more. So it's been good. It's been fun. Like, I do try to cash something, but if I'm out of it, someone's coming by, like, here, go ahead. If you want this, go for it. If you're in the money.
Right. So you are getting a little pissed off if you don't catch them.
Oh yeah. I still get mad. That's the competitive side of it. That's the only reason why I really do it. But it's not like I go beat myself up for a couple of days, come back, look at it, think about it, and be like, well, next time I guess we're doing this.
Yeah. It's a little like, it's different than, like coming up in hockey, I bet. Cause like, if your slap shot sucks in hockey, you can just go crank a couple 5 gallons of pucks against the garage door and get better. But fishing's more like decision making and mental stuff. It's like you can't like work it as much.
Yeah, you're right on like the mental side is like where it all really comes in, especially in like the format that I'm in, because you only have so much time. You have to be back and you got to watch everything. So it's, when do you call just like, okay, they're not here right now. They're not biting. You got to run this next. And all right, we got 45 minutes left in this little period. Shit, we got to make something happen. So getting like not getting so spun out there is like the hard thing for me. I've been pretty good last year. I was really good with it, but before, like, you see this kicker just going up, these guys are catching me like, what the hell? And you know what they're doing, but you're not getting them, so it makes it pretty tough.
You guys have like the live scoring update and everything. I haven't watched too many. I know it's like a major league fishing style format. Every fish counts. I would imagine like a 1 pound or 12-inch minimum. But I don't know if they mirrored the live scoring. That's the same as MLF?
Same as MLF, yep. The guy will tell you not to tell you if you don't want to, but it's like kind of nice to know, okay, are they actually biting right now, or are we just sucking? Like, it's kind of nice to know too.
Right.
But it also makes you mad when they are catching them and you haven't caught a damn thing.
Yeah. I've never played that game before. It's man. That's a whole different ball game. That's like the Hunger Games.
It's different because you don't have to chase 5, Yeah, you don't have to chase just 5. You don't want just 5 big ones. You want 22 pounders, or more. Changes everything.
Yeah. So you guys are all MLF fans, I guess?
If I could pay attention close enough on TV. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Are you going to go to the Classic again this year?
Yeah, we should I'll probably make it down there. We should probably meet up. I'm sure you got to go there now.
No, I can't go there. I've signed up for all them opens, 9 tournaments, using every stitch of time off I've ever had. So, the whole year, every single day is allotted. As much as I want to go to the Classic, there's just no way it's happening. It'd be sweet too, because probably Gussie or Coop are going to do good there.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. This should be a good fucking tourney this year.
Yeah. You went to Hartwell last year for it.
I did. That was an experience. I didn't think there was that many bass fishermen fans in the world until you get there and you see the shit show.
Yeah. Were you fired up at all? Were you looking around like, wouldn't mind fishing this?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind fishing it, but man, the commitment to do all that, no.
Yeah, you've already had like the lifetime of work.
Yeah, I don't need to go dark to dark in a boat anymore.
Yeah, you're in retirement mode.
You're right on that. If you want to stop for lunch during pre-fishing, yeah, we can go and then have a couple.
Yeah, that's dangerous at Sturgeon Bay, the old wave point sitting there.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that definitely is one spot. Like that spot. You going to the Bay this year?
No, doesn't align with the schedule. It was so fun last year. I really want to go back.
Yeah, I think I'll be back there. That's one of my favorite tournaments.
Yeah, you got to tone down the handshakes this year so you boys don't get COVID again. I heard you extended the vacation a little bit.
Yeah, we might have got an extra 5 days out of that one.
Yeah.
But if there's 5 days you want to spend somewhere at that time, the Bay is probably one of them.
Yeah, I got it from the same thing, like the same derby. We all got it up here, like anyone that went pretty much, and there was no way I was like going fishing. I was dead. But I talked to Gussie and he's like, yeah, Buff and Mike are down there still just living it up. Fishing every day.
We literally get up when we got up and all right, let's get out there and see what we can do. We went fish hard, fish for whenever, have a couple beers, go back, crash, get up, do it again.
Hell yeah.
The second time wasn't bad. That was my second COVID one, so it didn't kick my ass.
You boys stayed away from the from the party crew a little bit at the bay this year too. Hey, didn't you stay off site?
Yep. No, yeah, I got a buddy that has his dad lives up there, so we get to stay at his house, which is kind of nice, and it's within a 4-wheeler ride of the gong show. So went over there once or twice, and most of the time we sat at home.
That's a dangerous place, that house that that Nate the Great and and Will and the boys are in.
Yeah,
It's like a frat house for 40-year-olds.
Straight up. Yeah. But the shed's, I don't know if the shed's any much better either.
No, absolutely not.
A couple of beauties there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. It's nice to have like the fun derbies. It's a big contrast from like, doing a stone cold serious one to ones where it's like, especially that one, because it's like, first one of the year and everyone's pent up all year and you see people you only see once a year and like she's usually a breach.
Yep. I was just kind of breaking everyone in. All right, fishing season starting. Here we go.
Yeah. That was actually the first place I ever saw you on the water. There was like 15 boats lined up in the back of Riley's, and you were standing on the back deck of Peter's boat, and you looked like the coldest motherfucker on on the lake that day.
I most likely was.
Yeah, you were not digging it.
Yeah. Most of the time I'm like, this is miserable. Why do I do this?
Yeah. And you were playing then too. Like, I mean, I'm sure the rest of the boys like kind of go enjoy the off season a little bit. I don't know, maybe kick back. You're kind of putting yourself through. I mean, as much as we love tournaments, there's a lot of them are pretty torturous.
You're actually right. Like, you know what? Standing on a boat and fishing all day, like when you get off and you get home, like I don't know if there's something more that's like I'm exhausted. I'm like, I have a couple beers or I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Like, it kicks your ass.
Yeah. Yeah, dark to dark practice days, like, where you're out there 14 or 16 hours. Like, people don't get how bad it sucks on the body, especially when you're a big rig. Remember McNanny making fun of us when we were eating ibuprofen at Sturgeon Bay in the morning?
Yeah. No, you need it. Like, man, I used to run around in the boat with like a 50-pound weight vest on to get ready for the season. Like, man, I would take that thing off at I put it on at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Take that thing off at like 3:34, and like the next half hour, like, dude, I felt so good. Oh man, I couldn't wait to get that thing off. Then you pop around, and as soon as I get home, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to bed. I'm exhausted.
That does kind of make anglers look soft though. Like I'm sitting here bitching about like, oh, it's so hard on your body, and then here you are just adding resistance to it by 50 pounds.
Yeah, if I hit the water, shit, I was going right down to the
bottom. Yeah, you could go down to the bottom and walk back to the ramp.
Right.
Yeah. No, you're a grinder though. Like anytime I saw you when you were playing, like that one year you were staying at Brian's, and it was man, I'll never forget this. It was that year of like the lockout, the Olympic, whatever. Guys couldn't go to the Olympics, so they had like the World Cup was like.
Oh
yeah. You were man, I think you were doing chin ups, and in between sets you were drinking Bud Light at KBI.
Sounds about par for course. Sounds about par.
That's mint, bud. You should be on the box doing that.
Yeah, those kids don't do that shit no more, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that kind of seems to be the same across the board. Like there's all these young guys in fishing that are the up and comers and are going to be the hammers and practice harder, fish longer, are more dialed into electronics and everything, and just don't really have maybe as much fun as the old generation did.
No, they definitely don't. They go home and they eat, they get gas, they rig up, and they're like, all right, let's go do this again in the morning.
What were
They
you
don't.
seeing in the hockey world towards the end?
The exact same. Like you had to be on a good like nutrition diet. You picked your spots to go drink beer. It was just come on. Like you didn't have lunch any. You would never have lunch with your teammates. The game just kind of went off. You kind of had to do everything on your own. It just wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah, you said like it kind of switched from the camaraderie a little bit to like going playing a video game in your hotel room. Like that was kind of the new fun.
Yeah, pretty much. It was just yeah, and it changes, and I can't imagine what it's like now. I'm sure it's gotten even worse. They probably don't
Yeah.
even allow beer on the bus anymore from the rink to the airport.
Are they working out longer? Like
I
is that
don't I don't know if they do that much. They just skate. They just don't take a break. Like it's a 2 week break at the end of the season, and you're back at it, working out and skating. So you don't really need to like keep lifting heavy unless you're, 20 years old.
yeah. But they're on it. Like when you guys would shut her down, how long would it be till like if you didn't make the playoffs, when would you skate again? Oh,
End
you
of
don't know that.
July?
You made the damn playoffs every frickin' year you played, probably.
No, I didn't. It was usually like July, middle of July. I'd probably step on for the first time end of July.
Okay.
Skate like almost every day in August.
Yeah. Man, I guess that's just like the natural transition in every sport. Like, I mean, I'm sure you see it in golf too, where it's just like people are understanding what gives them the competitive edge and are willing to spend their entire lives on it.
Yeah, yeah, everybody. That's we can do one thing these days if you want to be successful in anything. The way it looks, even kids like coming up like down here, like kids are just going crazy at like 7 years old. They're already playing all summer, playing pretty much one sport. I'm like, oof, my kid's barely playing hockey right now. So I don't know. I don't get it, but it is what it is, right? You just gotta let a kid run with what he wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. You mentioned that. You're like, I don't know if he wants it yet or whatever. Might be a ninja, like not getting the high octane pressure.
Yeah, that's a good thing, especially moving back here. Like my kids don't feel like okay, I have to play hockey because dad played hockey. If we're in Winnipeg, I'm guessing you'd be pressured a little bit more to play hockey.
Yeah.
So everyone just expect it from them. But no, they're good. My daughter loves dancing, which is great, but kind of boring to watch.
Are you like there holding the purse and it's all like other moms or what is the layout there?
No, we it's usually like a 2 hour class, so we can drop her off and come back. But like the day they actually do their concert, your daughter's only on for 5 minutes out of like the 3 hours. You watch every other group, which is kind of the painful thing. 4 times a week for a 7 minute show.
Yeah. Well, good for you. Log some time in that dance studio, bud.
No, it's good. It's good. It's fun. She's pretty good at it too, and she enjoys it, which is, you know, it feels good about yourself. At least she's enjoying it. Not just wasting time.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Oh, that's cool, bud. What else we got going on? Are you're kind of like a Lake of the Woods guy, right? You grew up here. This is where it all started for you.
Yep, yep. Lake of the Woods. Yep. Just on the northwest angle, U.S. side,
Have you been
right up in the
sneaking up
end.
here at all lately? Like I know Gusty mentioned he was going down to see you in the fall. I was going to hop in, but have you been logging some time at the cabin?
No, well, no, I really haven't. I ran up with Nate in middle of October. Maybe do a little fishing, just kind of hang out, get up there, help my stepdad close down the cabin for the winter. And we had pretty shitty weather. We got some like 6 inches of snow one day, blew like 20 for like 3 days, and we pretty much just sat at the cabin Had a great time.
Yeah, I probably didn't crush any Jameson on that trip, hey?
Oh man, by the time that wind stopped blowing, we drank a lot more than Jameson.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah,
Weird.
weird.
Man, I remember before I even knew you, we were heading down to go crappie fishing kind of towards your end of the lake, and we came across Rydberg on the ice road. He was heading home, and he just had a whole truck box full of snow machine parts. We're like, what happened, Matt? He's like, I went and saw a buff. It was like a blizzard. I don't know what the hell happened, but he wrecked that sucker.
Oh yeah, I actually think he crashed twice. But yeah, that was a tough weekend on Maddie. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, tough to see in the blizzard. Was that the first time you met him?
No. First time I met Maddie, I was young. He actually drove me home in Sioux Narrows to whatever cabin I rented at that time. He's like, "Oh, I'll get you home." I sat at the front of the boat, just like nervous, like, who is this guy driving me home in a boat, middle of the night?
But, yeah, you got the biggest hockey fan in Sioux Narrows for sure. He was probably texting his destination like precious cargo en route.
Yeah. And then after that, we became pretty good friends. I love him.
Hell yeah.
He's a beauty.
Yeah, you're in good hands there.
Yeah.
I think that was. Did me and you do the last derby you were up here, or was it with I remember you and Rydberg were in the Alaskan at one of the spring tournaments.
Yeah, we did a spring. I think last time I was up there was with you. We went grouse hunting too, down around the dam.
Bud, we got to tell that story. I'll let you take the reins. Are you comfortable telling it?
You'll remember it better than I would.
I don't know, man. I don't think that's something you forget.
Yeah, I mean, well, we bring we were Maddie, and then we have Bam Bam with us.
Yeah, Bodie, Maddie's young kid.
Yeah. So we go grouse hunting. Maddie's like, "Oh, we'll run down here," and I think it's on the way to your cabin.
Yeah.
And he just got at that time, and we're driving down the gravel road, and there's a little dam. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, dam coming up here." So we just kind of roll up there real quiet, slowly, and shit. If you wouldn't know, some guy's got his leg up doing a Captain Morgan, got the old lady just smoking that pole. Man, that was. You know, it's one of those things you'll never forget. And we just sit there and watch, and you hear Bam Bam in the back. Well, I need binoculars. We're all sitting there watching and giggling and laughing. He had no clue what was going on.
Yeah, we were parked on the Berry Creek Bridge, and they were bare ass naked too, both of them, head to toe. Like it looked like they were making a movie, and it was just like Wednesday afternoon, like mid-September. It wasn't like it was a time of year where you wouldn't expect to see someone.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Perfect. I actually have it on my phone.
Yeah, you were quick on the draw.
Yeah, no, never forget that one.
Yeah, I drive past that about 4 times a week, and every time I go by, I look up and look at the spot. I haven't seen anyone there since.
Yeah, you'll always take a peek every time.
Oh yeah, Ashley calls me out on it too every time I look up.
Well, it's hard not to, you know.
Yeah, that was fun. Was that last year or 2 years ago? 2 years ago in the fall, hey?
2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was a good time. That's when we ran out of gas. We made that big stupid run and
Yep.
Ran out of gas like 5 miles from takeoff. We had a little jerry can, just spilt it all over the land.
Yeah, you know what? I was surprised how far we made it on a tank of gas, to be honest with you. We ran quite a bit that day.
Yeah, we ran her far and we ran her hot. And normally that's fine, but our mistake was gassing it up on the water at Crawford's camp that night instead of at the pump because you couldn't just the way it was sitting. just the way we were sitting in the water, like, it was bottom heavy, so the tank filled up, and yeah.
Yep. And our big ass is in there.
Yeah. You remember the first year you came up and fished the Crawford's Camp Mega Bowl?
Yeah, let's talk about the first day you finally get there. Like I feel like a can of smashed assholes this morning. You come flying in the house, you're like, "What did you do to my graph?" I'm like, I didn't do anything. Everything was working when I put the boat up there.
Well, hey, let's back up here. I'd met you before here and there, but like didn't really talk to you that often. I don't think I ever fished with you. No. And we lined up for the Crawford's Camp Mega Bowl. I was in Aurelia all week, or Elmer all week, and flying back Friday night overnight. I was slated to land in Winnipeg at midnight, and I was like, okay, if I can unpack my bags, have a shower, make it to Soon Arrows for Saturday morning and fish a derb with Big Buff. And he grabbed my boat out of the garage like a couple days before and went and pre-fish, like was just killing time. Not sure what the statute of limitations was, but I think the coaches were calling you for training camp around that week.
Yep. That would have been right after. Yep, that would have been right after I stopped playing.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, right on. This is gonna be good. And like, I was so tired. Buff had the boat. I rigged up my rods I needed before I left for the city, and I showed up and it was so cold in the morning. It was below zero. Everything had frost on it. And I go to like check. I was like, left the graphs on the boat. It's like, no, normally not a big deal. They can get a little frosty, use them all winter and everything. But this was when a couple people had live scope, but I had the old pan optics, and I leaned on it heavy, and I went to turn it on and it wouldn't turn on at all. I hadn't even seen Buff yet. I just went straight to the boat, and then I don't know what happened next. I went into the cab. There's no way I yelled at you.
You just came in, you're like, "Hey, what's going on?" You just kind of yelled like, "What's going on with the graph?" And like being like drunk and hungover. Like, oh man, what am I something up right away? Like, off to a good start. I was like, I don't know. I didn't do anything. It should be working.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't your fault. Yeah, man.
Yeah, you brought it in. We threw it on the furnace. I think, pretty sure you brought it. We threw it on the furnace, left it. And we were going to come back and get it in the afternoon. But shit, by the time we picked that thing up, you already had your bag.
Yeah,
all the spots he told me to pre-fish. Shit, we never even touched one of them.
Yeah. Well, we zero pre-fish at all. Buff went and did the pre-fish, like never been there before.
Never been there, never hung anything, never hung that smell before. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's like at the end of September,
watching me do nothing.
Yeah, so whatever. It was like, okay, this is going to be a grind as it is. And now I'm like, okay, now I don't have a pan optics. And like, man, one of my buddies, pro anglers down in, I don't know if you listen to the podcast, but did you hear about the one where the guy's live scope died and he quit the tournament?
Yeah.
So, yeah, can you imagine if this was that guy? But we made her work. Like, we still caught him. I think we finished second still.
Yeah, we did good. And the first spot we pulled up, I'm pretty sure we caught like 2 or 3 right away.
Yeah, we set the pace, bounced around a little bit on the 2D. You can still make it work.
No, absolutely. We made it work good. And I mean, after that, I was like, dude, this guy loves this Garmin. Once we got it back, I was like, I've never seen anyone love this thing.
Yeah, well, to put it in perspective, I was yelling at a 6'5" NHL legend giant in a cabin at 5 a.m. that I'd never met before because he potentially tainted my graph. So, yeah, it's pretty safe to say I like electronics.
For real. Yep, that was the start of it. And I was like, well, whatever. We made it work.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah,
I was so tired that night. I was like hallucinating. Like, it's not like the training I was at all week was just like sit there and play solitaire and talk about your feelings and do multiple choice questions. Like we were beating on each other all week, like, going hard, wearing
Yeah.
masks, things like that. Like I was so gassed already. Didn't sleep at all, fished all day with you. And then, in standard Crawford's camp fashion, we had to get into the sociables. So
Yep.
I
We
don't think I've
definitely
ever
did
been so
that.
tired in my life.
Yeah. That was a long couple days. They usually are when you're there.
Yeah, shout out Crawford's Camp and the Mega Bowl. Check them out, crawfordscamp.com. Look at that. See what I did there, Maddie? Chirp you about you flipping your snow machine and then give you a plug.
There it is, son.
Oh boy.
Yep. What else you guys, you're heading south here in a minute, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going to a beach, man. I had a little bit of vacation this year that I have to use up before January 1st, and we're heading down to a friend's wedding down in Cabo.
Nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's been, kind of staring at a screen, all like the grind time outside of work, like trying to line everything up for all this fishing stuff. And yeah, I'm looking forward to just kicking back. You going to come down or what?
I wish. Too many things. Too many kid things to do.
Oh yeah.
Too many kids. Yep.
I'm sure you'll get your.
No, I looked into it. I was kind of like, ooh, but yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Waste my time right now. Can't take those days off.
Yeah, bud. How about you should take a look at the open schedule. Come for a ride for one of those. You think you could handle being a co-angler for a weekend?
I could be a great co-angler for a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that would be my gig. I was actually looking at that. I'll figure one out that fits the schedule. It'll probably be an early one and maybe a late one if I could do two.
Yeah, man. You should take a look at it. Yeah, you're right. That would be a good gig for you. You've been damn I don't want to pump your tires or anything, but you've been a real damn good partner the 4 tournament days I've fished with you. Like not like super open-minded. You don't see that very often. So you got that part locked up, and then you just have your couple 1-2 few techniques that you need and grind it out. Don't try to complicate it or nothing.
Yeah, go. I mean, you can't expect much off the back of the boat. You never know what you're going to get with one of those situations. But I got there's a bunch of you guys that are doing it. So I was kind of thinking, I got a buddy, Brian Bickle. He played with me in Chicago back in the day, and he's doing them. I don't know if he's doing all of them or if he's just doing trying to do the northern part one. I don't know yet, but he was talking to me about coming and joining him. I was like, well, I might just jump in the boat with somebody and just come out and hang out with you little boys.
Yeah. Well, the shitty thing with that is if you the official practice is 5 days, and if you want to you can only fish with someone who's registered as a co-angler or a pro in the event. So you can't just have a buddy hop in the boat during the week.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I would register and come up and jump in the boat and go from boat to boat.
Yeah, you should.
I mean, I was thinking about that, but we'll see.
Is he going as a pro or as a co?
As a pro.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So I think he was going to do it last year, but then the board was all messed up still. And he's like, I'm just not going to mess with it yet.
He's a Canadian dude?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I think he's really good friends with not Zona, the other dude. Feel bad not
Mercer.
Yep. Him and Mercer are real close.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, you can tell I'm not a hockey nerd, hey? I know the name, but I don't know where he's been or what his story is.
Yeah, no, he's supposed to be joining, so figure I might try to get down there. Get to see him too.
Yeah, bud. Line her up. We've been booking like pretty big houses for the first few, and we got Brad and Brasmussen. So it's a pretty good vibe. I mean, if either of those guys start a story, you're toast for the night because we take half
right.
Especially Brad. He's still telling me a story he started last week.
That doesn't surprise me. Yep. Bradley's been texting me lately, trying to get together, shoot some birds, and it's like, I don't know, dude. It's getting cold out.
No way, get on it.
I'm still trying to shoot my deer. That's my problem. I'm trying to shoot a deer still.
Yeah. Yeah, you got some patience then. I like to just pull the trigger. I like going duck hunting and grouse hunting, and I sat for one day dark to dark for deer, and that was enough for me this year. Need some life.
Yeah, I've sat way too many dark to darks. But every deer stand's within where the cell phones work, so I can put a TV show on and pick up the binos and just glass and watch everything, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind being in a nice heated stand watching shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It was freezing the day I went, so it turned me off for good. Like I just sat, not a critter showed up. It was minus 20 or whatever it was. Nothing moved the night before, and I just sat there with I had a buddy with me. It was he had a couple young kids, so it was his first time deer hunting. I was like, you can just come sit in my blind. And we were kind of having a contest of who could outlast each other, like without saying it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just turned into both of us just freezing cold. I was like, I'm done. Just threw my tag right in the garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, if I didn't have a heater in my stand, I wouldn't be doing many long sits, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we had a heater, but just the way the blind was set up and how cold and windy it was just like ripping it was horrible.
Birds, yeah.
Yeah,
you've been catching some good crappies already, though, looks like.
Yeah, real smart for a 33-year-old. Hey, go risk your ass on 2 inches ice just to catch a crappie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get addicted to that kind of first ice crappie thing. They just bite so good. It's so easy to hop around. Like there's no, because there's no ice. Like you don't have to worry about standing there and drilling holes through 3 feet of ice. It's just so accessible.
Yeah, break a sweat drilling holes.
Yeah,
I'll probably get up that way in the next couple of weeks. I would guess before Christmas, probably.
Oh yeah, bud, line her up. You got to stop in the city and grab your rig and then come back through this way.
I won't grab my rig probably until after the New Year's. Let the ice and snow get where I can actually use a darn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Got a big track machine with an F-150, so
yeah,
we'll just wait till the snow's deep and get around with it nicely.
Yeah, you can leave that rig in the driveway.
I bet I could.
I'll be driving it to work, just monster jamming over playgrounds and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll join you for an ice fishing trip, and that sounds decent.
Yeah. No, it's a good rig. I'm excited to get it back.
Heck yeah, there's probably a bunch of squirrels living in it. Nature's
most likely.
You just had her parked outside?
Yeah. Just a buddy's storage unit. So
yeah, huh? Sounds badass.
Yeah, we'll stop at a little Lake Winnipeg, catch some greenbacks before I come your way for a few days.
Yeah. Well, I'm planning on going up there. We got to go do a little bit of video stuff up there anyway one of these weekends. So we'll line her up, maybe make her work because I wouldn't mind fishing that place. They got better like day biters than we do.
Yep. No, let's do it. Let's try to tee that up.
All right. We'll put her on the books, bud. And yeah, man. Like I said, I keep eyeballing that schedule. It'd be good to have you down for one.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye on it.
Yep. All right, man. Well, I won't hold you any longer. I know you're a busy guy. Any closing remarks here before we shut her down?
Nah, dude. I enjoy the podcast. Enjoy listening to it. I'm glad I got on finally.
Heck yeah, but man, it's a pleasure to have you on. I forgot to ask you this too. I heard something back when you were playing that you had like did you have a no media clause in your contract?
No, I didn't, but I just didn't like I hated media, so I just kind of told the guys like, hey, I'm not doing anything if I don't want to, and they always respected the media. Actually did too. They just kind of left me alone and stepped in when I wanted to.
Nice. I like it, bud. That
Yeah.
says a lot, and it means a lot for you to jump on this unit and waive the no media clause for get the net.
Get the net. I told the wife, I'm like, I can't go to the meeting tonight. I gotta get the net. She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I get the net. You gotta talk on the show tonight. So I got out of a hockey meeting, which is great.
Yeah. Now she's gonna get home. You're gonna be all gassed out on tall boys from this session.
Yep, and she's gonna chew my ass about something.
Okay, bud. Well, I'll let you get to it. Maybe put some dinner on or something, and
all right, bud.
Start working on your apology. But we'll keep in touch for the next little bit here. It sounds like we might be running into each other over the winter.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Okay, buddy. Thanks again.
All right, later, bud.
Care.